And we are back on Sportsman Radio. I'm your host, Chris Shanfeld, and I'm now joined by former member of the NFL, now current British Columbia Lions offensive tackle, Levi Horn. Thanks for joining the show tonight, Levi. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Just training and getting ready to go up to BC.
Hey, man, that sounds good. Now, I want to start this interview by talking a little bit about your college days. I see you attended the University of Oregon and then would transfer to Montana. Why did you feel to make that change?
Well, it just wasn't a good fit for me over there, and I had some tough time coming out of high school, just getting used to the college lifestyle. So it was pretty hard on me, and then I transferred over to the University of Montana where it was a better fit. It was just what I needed. Coach Bobby Help was really good to me, and it was just like a family there.
All right, and why did you choose that the University of Montana would be a better fit out of any other school out there?
Well, I have roots in Montana, being Northern Cheyenne from Lame Deer, Montana, and dropping down a level in college, the University of Montana, they win the Big Sky. Back then, I think we won 11 years straight, so it was kind of a no-brainer.
All right, Levi, right now I'm a senior in high school and will be graduating in just less than 2 weeks. I cannot wait for that. I'll be going to Columbia College Chicago. Can you tell me how your college experience was overall?
It was great. After getting over the hump at the University of Oregon, coming to Montana, just such a great community over here, and being able to play for a powerhouse at the FCS level. Every Saturday was great, training was great, and it's beautiful over here. So when it comes to college, you just got to have fun and don't get too wrapped up in all the finals and all that stuff. Just make sure you have a little bit of fun.
All right. Now, when did you know that you had the skill to make it to the NFL?
The first time whoever told me that was when I was a freshman. He was telling me I gotta watch out for my behavior and watch out for the people around me and who I'm surrounding myself with, which is a good life lesson for me. And I still something I gotta continue to this day. So my coach, Pamani, in high school actually told me that. And then from there, all my O-line coaches kept me on track, said, Levi, if you want to continue playing, you got to, make wise decisions and, bring your lunch pail to practice every day.
All right, and Levi, you went undrafted in the 2010 NFL Draft. Were you expecting to be drafted at all?
I knew there was a slight chance that maybe, but I wasn't expecting it at all. I was expecting to go free agent. And I had a really good session with Mike Tice, who was the O-line coach at the time, and I really wanted to go there. And luckily they followed through with that and got me over there that season.
Yes, you did. On April 25th, 2010, you signed a contract with the Chicago Bears. And I got to ask you, what was it like to sign an NFL contract? Was it like a dream come true?
Oh, it was definitely a dream come true, but definitely something that you can only enjoy for a little bit, because right after you sign that, you're going right over there and you're getting into the thick of things, and things are just flying around, games faster, but it's definitely an incredible feeling.
With the NFL draft just passing and we have a ton of guys going undrafted, is there any advice you would give those guys to try and make it to the NFL?
It's just all about working hard and showing them that, you're coachable, you're going to get better in the future, and just proving it out there on the field.
Now, Levi, you spent majority of your time in the NFL on practice squads, and that's still a huge achievement, don't get me wrong, but what was your reaction when you were told that that the Bears were going to be lifting you up to the 53-man roster?
Oh, it was incredible. Just to be able to get that chance, and, that's what I was working hard for. I wish I really would have been able to see some field time, be able to prove your worth. But sadly it didn't happen, but I got this next part of my journey, and hopefully something will come of that.
Yep, and a little after 2 years after being with the Bears, they decided to go a different direction and release you. After that, did you think that, you just said it, you didn't have too much to show on film. Did you ever think that you would get another shot in the NFL after that?
I knew somebody would probably pick me up, and when Minnesota picked me up, I was very grateful, and But I also knew them just drafting Matt Quill, who was just a phenomenal talent, and already having Phil Lodeholt. It was going to be a uphill battle.
Yeah, you were able to sign.
I was just more or less trying to get some on tape during the preseason, but after I got cut, and I was kind of having a rough time.
Yeah, like you said, you signed with an NFC North rival in the Minnesota Vikings. Was it awkward or weird at all to see all that purple and gold around you, man?
No, it wasn't. I mean, all the guys up there, they're alignment still. Everybody was great, and, they just fit right in, and just went up there and did my work, just like everybody else. It was a great club to have that experience on, and, thank them for, giving me that chance.
You guys are listening to Sportsman Radio. I'm your host, Chris Schanfeld, talking with British Columbia Lions offensive tackle Levi Horn. Levi, what's it like to play in the NFL with some guys that, you might have looked up to growing up, like a Julius Peppers, Brian Urlacher, or even like a Jared Allen? What's that like?
It's incredible. You're sitting there in the huddles with them, and you just kind of want to be like a fan, especially once you get in there. But, you just got to do your job, do your work just like they're doing. So it's kind of short-lived. You don't get to do that anymore.
Now, Levi, you would also go on to spend some time with the Spokane Shock, and now you're with the BC Lions in the CFL. How's that treating you?
I haven't really got to spend any time up there. I just get sent down stuff to look over. But I went over to Spokane while I was waiting for my residency to go back to school, and one of the guys contacted me and asked me if I hung up the cleats, and I was like, well, it looks like time that their season would get done, I'd be able to get back into school if I made the team. So I went over there for about a week, and they said that I wouldn't be playing for them anymore and that they'd sign me up to BC. So that was exactly what my top goal was, to go over there and play for the Spokane Shock, was to go to another level. And I got to reach that goal pretty quick, and I was very pleased with that.
And would you say there's any major difference between the NFL and the CFL playing offensive tackle?
I hear a lot of it is about the size. There's not going to be any Julius Peppers up there from what I've seen, and he's just a phenomenal athlete. Huge, so it's going to be a little bit smaller, but I've been used to playing against smaller DNs coming from the FCS. So, and just got to get used to the yard off the ball. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm sure that's going to be kind of awkward. But, you just got to go up there, and if you can play, you can play, and if not, we're coming back home.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, hey, Levi, I certainly wish you the best of luck, man. Before I let you go, I want to ask you a few quick, fun questions and then talk a little bit about what you do in the community. Does that sound good?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, cool. I'll start off with, what is your favorite TV show and movie?
Favorite TV show would be Family Guy, and favorite movie would be Snatch by Guy Ritchie.
All right, you're an offensive lineman, Levi, so I know you like to eat. What is your favorite thing to eat?
Oh, Indian tacos. If you never had an Indian taco or a piece of fried bread, you got to try one.
I'm going to have to then. I'll make sure to do that. Favorite thing to do in your free time?
Favorite thing to do in my free time? I would say a couple years back would have been playing video games, but now it's hanging out with my little daughter and my wife.
All right. Except for football, what is your favorite sport?
I like to play baseball. I've played baseball longer than football growing up because they allowed me to. But I like baseball.
All right, you're on Twitter at Levi Horn. Of course, if it wasn't for the magic of Twitter, you wouldn't be on the show right now, so I really appreciate that. Why do you make it important to connect with your fans?
Just because there's not a lot of Native American athletes out there that made it to the level that I have, or, even collegiate. So it's just good to be out there in the community and be positive and show the other Native youth out there that they should at least try and see where it goes.
Hey, and they can make it on the cover of Madden, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's an awesome avatar on Twitter, man. You got to check that out if you're listening, at Levi Horn. Levi, if you're able to meet any famous person, who would that be and why?
definitely something I don't know, I guess I'd probably want to meet one of the great chiefs of the Northern Cheyenne tribe and be able to experience that.
All right, and last but not least, what is something about Mr. Levi Horn that many people do not know?
I don't know, I guess pretty gentle guy for how big I am, and despite the way that I play football, a lot of people don't know that I'm Native American, and one of the very few, and I don't know, it's a tough one.
All right, well, I'll tell you this. I mean, I didn't know that you're a Native American until I was actually looking into, getting ready for this interview. And Levi, I know you do a lot in the community. I was actually able to meet you a couple years ago at James Big Cat Williams' bowling event. That was pretty cool. But you're also a part of the Northern Cheyenne tribe, like you said. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's something that just came up to me how big of a deal it was going into college and then becoming an All-American and stuff, just 'cause it's just normal to me. But it's definitely something that you got to be aware of, and when I'm going out there and I'm making choices, because I could be a positive role model or I could just be another negative role model that these kids have around them. And I really want to try to be as positive as I can and give back as much as possible.
And what does it mean to you to be one of those few Native Americans to have success in a sport like American football?
It means a lot. It's great. It's a dream come true. Something that I've always wanted to do, and proving people wrong helps fuel me get through that next hard practice. Gets through the hard training that you don't want to do necessarily, and it's just like what I like to do is proving people wrong that a Native American can do it.
Hey, man, that's awesome. I got to say, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. Keep doing what you're doing. Good luck this season. Hopefully we can do it again.
All right, thanks.
All right, man, take care.